There's a war inside every man. Not a war with the world, a war with himself. One side seeks release, comfort, numbness, the quick dopamine hit that robs him of tomorrow's strength. The other side, it waits in silence. It doesn't beg. It builds. Friedrich Nietzsche once wrote, "He who cannot obey himself will be commanded." He wasn't just speaking about society's chains, he was warning you. If you don't master your desires will master you. This is the essence of the Übermensch. Not a man who dominates others. A man who first dominates his own inner chaos. And one of the most misunderstood, but profoundly powerful, disciplines that awaken this transformation is semen retention. Let's be clear. This isn't about repression. It's not about guilt. It's not even about women. It's about energy. It's about transmutation. What Napoleon Hill called in Think and Grow Rich, sex transmutation. The switching of the mind from thoughts of physical expression to thoughts of achievement. Every time you feel that raw urge and you don't cave, you are not suppressing it. You are converting it, alchemizing it, feeding it back into your system, into your voice, into your eyes, into your focus, into your presence. And presence is the currency of the Übermensch. You can't fake presence. You can't buy it. And once you cultivate it, everyone feels it. People say, there's something different about you, but they can't explain it. You walk slower, but with more certainty. You speak less, but every word echoes. You look people in the eye, and they look away, because you're no longer leaking energy. You're containing it, refining it, becoming more than you were yesterday. Nietzsche spoke of the camel, the lion, and the child, 3 stages of man's evolution. The camel carries burdens. He obeys the herd. The lion rebels. He fights the old rules. But the child, the final stage, is pure creative energy, the one who writes his own script. Retention is the transition from lion to child. You're no longer just resisting the world's temptations. You're now creating your own values. You no longer seek pleasure. You seek power. Not power over others, but power over your past self. And this is what terrifies the average man. Because to awaken this force, you must lose the old you. You must lose the weak boy addicted to the screen. The boy who begged for validation. The boy who chased women instead of chasing mastery. That boy must die. And in his place rises a man of fire. A man who has met his shadow and didn't flinch. A man who bleeds restraint. Who seduces with silence. Who doesn't speak of power, but radiates it. You see, the Übermensch doesn't just practice semen retention. He becomes retention. He becomes the reservoir of energy that others drink from. He walks into a room, and people sense something ancient, something primal, something remembered in the blood, but lost in modern life. And here's the truth. The most dangerous man in the world is the one who no longer needs pleasure. He's not cold. He's not bitter. He simply knows what lies beyond indulgence is godlike focus. And that, my brother, is what you were born to reclaim. Let's talk about the body. Most men don't realize it, but your body is a temple of stored will. Every part of you, your posture, your jawline, your eyes, broadcasts signals. And when you begin to retain, these signals change. Subtly at first, then unmistakably. Your testosterone levels stabilize. Your voice deepens. Your face sharpens. Your skin glows without creams. And your walk, it no longer asks for attention. It commands it. Women sense it before they even understand it. It's not the cologne. It's not the haircut. It's not the outfit. It's your essence. Concentrated. Undiluted. You've stopped giving yourself away, and the world can't look away. This is Nietzsche's will to power in motion, not the will to dominate others, but the will to rise above your former self, to take that primal, raw, reproductive force inside you and elevate it into creativity, focus, purpose, and strength. Do you really think the great men of history were wasting that energy? Leonardo da Vinci practiced abstinence for years. Tesla too. Buddha spoke of mastering the senses. Muhammad fasted from pleasure to receive revelation. Even biblical warriors went into battle after long purification rites. They understood something most modern men have forgotten. When you hold your seed, you hold your sinner. You're no longer tossed by the waves of lust, mood, or temptation. You become the mountain, unshaken, silent, feared, and respected. And here's where it gets spiritual. Nietzsche warned us about the death of God, but that death left a vacuum, a space, a void. And in that void, the weak fill themselves with distractions, porn, parties, pleasure. But the Übermensch, he fills it with discipline, with creation, with self-mastery. He becomes the god of his own becoming, the sculptor of his own character, the architect of his future. And semen retention is the first act of rebellion against chaos. It's a refusal to spill your divine essence for nothing, a refusal to worship at the altar of fleeting pleasure. You are rewiring your brain, reclaiming your throne. Every time you override the urge, you reinforce the command. I am not here to be a slave to biology. You see, every society in decay promotes indulgence. Because when men are soft, they are easily ruled. But when men rise in silence, when they glow from within, when they stop chasing and start radiating, they become a threat to every structure built on weakness. You can't be sold pills when you generate your own energy. You can't be manipulated when your mind is anchored in clarity. You can't be controlled when your seed becomes your shield. This is why semen retention isn't just physical. It's political. It's spiritual warfare. It's a revolution against the system, the culture, and the inner coward. It is the first door to the last man you'll ever need to become. And understand this, women aren't attracted to semen retention itself. They're drawn to the man it sculpts. The man who doesn't need to beg. The man who doesn't flinch under pressure. The man who speaks only when silence is no longer enough. He doesn't chase validation. He becomes the source of it. He doesn't ask, "Do you like me?" He lives so fully, so fearlessly, that the world must ask, "Who is that?" And behind that gaze, behind that calm, behind that restrained energy pulsing beneath his skin, lies a storm. A storm held back by will. A fire not extinguished, but directed. A man on the path to becoming the Übermensch. Now listen carefully. The world doesn't want you to know this. They'll say semen retention is a myth. They'll laugh, mock it, call it pseudoscience, because they fear the man who no longer fears himself. See, when you practice this long enough, you don't just feel better. You become different. Your dreams sharpen. Your intuition awakens. Your mind clears like a mirror finally wiped clean. You stop needing the noise. You stop needing her texts. You stop needing the screen. And in that stillness, you meet someone you've forgotten, your true self. The man before the world broke him. The one who had a mission. The one who walked into the fire, not away from it. That man never died. He was just drowned in endless release, distraction, and dopamine. But now, you're calling him back. And yes, it's uncomfortable. Your body will rebel. Your mind will trick you. Your old self will claw for the surface, begging for one more escape. But every day you say no, you're burying the weak version of you and giving breath to the warrior. This is the path of the Übermensch. Not a man free from struggle, but a man who creates meaning through it. And semen retention? It is the forge. It is the daily battle where your will is sharpened, where your masculine edge is rehoned. Let the world indulge. Let them waste their potential on synthetic highs. You are building something real, unseen, but unstoppable. Because while most men live outward, you now live inward. You've learned that holding is more powerful than releasing. That silence breaks louder than noise. That restraint generates mystery. That the man who withholds becomes the man they all chase. And here's the truth. No one tells you. It's not about how long you retain. It's about who you become while doing it. Do you move with more precision? Do you speak with more intention? Do you carry yourself like a man who values himself? If the answer is yes, then you're already evolving. You're already becoming what Nietzsche envisioned. Not perfect, but in progress. A creator of his own values. A master of his instincts. A man who no longer bows to base pleasures, but transforms them into legacy. This is no longer about attraction. It's about evolution. And when you reach this level, something strange happens. You stop trying to retain, because retention is no longer something you do, it's something you are. It's not a tactic. It's your nature, your baseline, your silent vow to yourself. I will not leak the life force I'm building my kingdom with. You'll start to see how your energy becomes magnetic. Not flashy, not needy, but undeniably potent. You'll walk through crowds and feel untouched. You'll speak with women and feel no rush. You'll sit in silence and feel whole, because you've returned to the seat of your power. That's the gift of semen retention. Not just energy, not just focus, but the full return of your masculine essence. And in that is the rebirth of the Übermensch. So if you're watching this, you've already begun. The seed has been planted. The question now is, will you rise? Will you cross the threshold that most never dare to? Will you become the man the world needs, but no longer understands? Because the world doesn't need more noise. It needs more silence, more restraint, more men who are guided not by urge, but by vision. Men who are no longer controlled, but commanding. And it all starts with a choice. Right now, not tomorrow. Retain, rise, radiate. And remember, the Übermensch isn't coming. He's awakening through you.